Coming up on this week's edition of Get Uplifted.
It's a writing renaissance at Holmes Middle School's Cursive Club.
This is my favorite club ever.
You don't need crazy expensive tools to start, for sure. So we have our horse here.
I love it so much.
I could not believe that my pen pal was Dr. Pugh, who was my OBGYN and delivered my kids, Caroline and Jack.
It's nice to get like a card in the mail from like a friend.
Sure.
But like I feel like when someone sends you something that they made, I think it's like more meaningful.
It is time to get uplifted. I'm Allison Seymour. I want you to close your eyes and think back to the last time you received a handwritten letter. It felt good, huh? Made you feel seen and loved, right? Well, handcrafted words have fueled friendships, sparked change, and kept love alive across the continents for hundreds of years. But in our digital world, it often feels like these handwritten messages might be a relic of the past, but maybe not for much longer. Many people are trying to bring this lost art back through pen pal groups and mail clubs. And in this episode of Get Uplifted, we're going to spotlight some of these individuals in the hopes of inspiring you to put pen to paper. And before we get into pen pals and mail clubs, we got to talk about the style that most of us used to write letters in. Of course, we're talking about cursive. Most of us learned how to write in cursive back in elementary school. But nationwide, most schools stopped teaching this writing style after 2010 as technology made more advancements and typing took over as the way in which we connected with each other. Yet despite this, in the last couple of years, we've seen a wave of interest from younger generations who say they want to learn how to write and read in cursive. Our Sean Martinelli takes us to the city of Alexandria now, where students are spending their afternoons perfecting their cursive writing. Take a look.
I'm going to pass out your markers and whiteboards. You can start warming yourselves up.
As our society seems more separated, so seems our writing. It is a print world where letters are now spaced like islands.
Yeah.
Until you arrive inside this Alexandria, Virginia classroom, where cursive is making a comeback.
All right, so it looks like my friends are getting down with their M's and N's. It made me feel grown up when I was younger, and I wanted to be a grown up. So I thought, now I'm kind of rethinking that.
Mrs. Charisse Kennerson is not rethinking what she started here. It's a writing renaissance at Holmes Middle School's Cursive Club. On the surface, Cursive Club doesn't seem to be the most exciting club on the roster.
It's not the most exciting.
And while it took some members persuading,
She had to convince me.
you'd never guess what we heard about a club for writing.
This is my favorite club ever.
Over the past 4 years, it's become one of the school's most popular. Drama, step aside, cross country.
Move over, here comes cursive.
Students say they couldn't imagine a Declaration of Independence without the curls and swirls.
Not so captivating. Doesn't look as grand.
Or a print Bill of Rights. That wouldn't look right.
When you write in cursive, your brain's on 10. It's really fired up.
She says research shows cursive activates more regions of the brain than printing or typing. And that's not all.
One of the students actually brought to my attention, this is going to help me prevent fraud. And I'm like, what?
Mrs. Kennerson believes the real lesson here is in originality, how these students should write their own life script, whether or not it's actually in script.
But I think they're empowered by the fact that, hey, I'm different.
But before we could dot the I's and cross the T's of this story,
We have to check out your cursive writing.
looking pretty good.
Okay.
Perfect? No. Original? Mrs. Kennerson says yes.
Because you are an adult and you can still write in cursive, an A+.
In terms of the most beautiful cursive that you've ever
That's
seen.
your opinion and you're entitled to that.
In Alexandria, Virginia, Sean Martinelli, WUSA 9.
Well, thanks, Sean. Cursive isn't the only writing style that's making a comeback. Many people are also learning calligraphy. That's the more advanced and decorative style of cursive in which the pen lifts off the page multiple times per letter to create more of a stroke contrast than ordinary cursive. And that's why many people typically use cursive for the body of a letter and then use calligraphy for the header of the letter and the front of an envelope. Joining us now to talk more about how calligraphy is playing a role in her life is DMV engraver Caroline David. Thank you so much for being with us.
Absolutely, it's great to be here.
And you know, before we get started, I just got to say, like, your whole essence just speaks of a more elegant time when we actually spent some time writing. So really happy that you're here with us
Oh
today.
my God, it's my pleasure.
So tell me when you first got interested in calligraphy and how it became like your main, I hate to say job, it sounds so, you know, tacky, but your main job.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
No, so I actually used to work at the Whitney Museum of American Art up in New
Okay.
York, and
So you've been an artist.
yes,
You're an artist.
Yes.
Okay.
We used to hire calligraphers for our exhibition opening dinners and things like that, and I was fascinated. I was like, this is so cool. I had no idea that this was a job.
Right.
So I started to teach myself with just online classes, and local guilds would offer classes, and eventually I started doing the place cards for our dinners, and I realized I didn't quite enjoy the planning of events, but I really enjoyed the calligraphy for events.
Interesting. Okay.
In 2019, I actually made the transition to be a full-time calligrapher.
And it's Plume and Flourish.
Yes.
Is the name of your, okay. So let me ask you this, now that you do it full time, do you still enjoy it as much?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Really?
It's one of those things that is really relaxing, actually. Obviously, there are deadlines and there are things with any job that, you know, make it stressful, but it's genuinely one of those like things that can get very meditative. So yes, I absolutely still enjoy it.
Tell me some of the events or things that you do. Where does this really come into play?
Yeah, so calligraphy, you can find it honestly anywhere, and it can be applied just about anywhere. We, at Plume and Flourish, we do bespoke stationery for weddings, events, corporate events, as well as on-site activations. So we can do engraving and other types of calligraphy.
And look, the wedding event, this must be like the, you know, the jewel and the crown jewel here in what you do. Like, and I think, just looking back, I think I tried to actually, you know how everybody sells the calligraphy sets and you think you can do it, and I had to bail out. So tell me about the, you know, why it makes a wedding so very elegant.
I think there's something really magical about experiencing something done by a human hand. There are beautiful fonts and there are beautiful things that can be done with computers and everything like that, but there's something truly remarkable about seeing your name, having had somebody think about your name even for 30 seconds, and seeing that on paper.
Yeah, this world, you know, we're in our AI, right? How do you see this art moving into the future? Do you see it as something that still like only the human hand can really do? I
do. I really do. Obviously, with current AI, it's very hard for them to replicate any kind of lettering, to be honest. But obviously, that I'm sure that technology will improve. But there truly is something to be said about things done by a human hand. And you know, obviously, learning cursive and learning calligraphy, that is a skill that will take you through life. That's something important for historical aspects as well, to be able to read old documents. If we no longer have the people who are able to read the documents from 50, 100 years ago, you know, we lose a lot of our history.
Where does our history go? Let me ask you this before we're going to get into a demo, but what's the reaction been from some of your clients?
Oh my gosh, they love it. The overwhelming majority has been incredibly positive, especially with on-site activations. Being able to see it done live is a really, really special treat for guests.
Okay, and also if you're sitting at home thinking, I can do that, how would you suggest that someone starts to maybe look at calligraphy?
Yeah, absolutely. So there are wonderful teachers online. In Washington, we have the Washington Calligraphers Guild, who are always offering classes. In fact, this Saturday, we have a demo with a really well-known calligrapher who is teaching Gothic hand, which is that kind of very like old school style script. So you're welcome to join us.
How many different styles of calligraphy are there?
There are a lot.
Are there?
There are.
Okay, all right. All righty, so let's just get into what you brought today, some of the tools here.
Absolutely. So this is a calligraphy pen.
Okay.
It's also known as an oblique holder. You can see that the flange kind of goes off to the side. That helps you write at an angle.
Okay.
And then this here is a removable nib, and it's a steel tip nib.
This is old school ink.
Old school ink.
Wow. Okay.
Paper, pen.
Yeah.
And we have the Year of the Horse coming up. So I thought I would demonstrate.
Caroline, that's me. I'm a
Are
fire
you the-
horse.
Yes!
I'm a fire horse.
Oh my gosh, yes. I was gonna say I am the year of the dragon, so I
Okay.
just had my year a couple years ago.
Yes,
So
yes. 2000, right? That was it. Or was there another one after? Okay, I only know because I got married in the year 2000 and we were geeked on the.
well, I was gonna say I was
anyway.
born in '88, so
Okay.
so
That's
2000.
the year I
Yeah.
graduated college. So anyway, okay.
Yeah, so basically what I like to do with the calligraphic animals, again, it's very meditative. These are all strokes that you see demonstrated with different styles of calligraphy, but it's basically, we just continue to turn the pen.
Look at that. You know, that's so, let me show my limited knowledge of calligraphy, because when I think calligraphy, I think writing.
Yeah,
I don't necessarily
absolutely.
think, okay, so would this be considered a different style from writing and calligraphy?
You know what, calligraphy is the art of beautiful writing.
Okay.
So technically, this is not quite calligraphy, but it uses calligraphy styles, like calligraphy flourishes. So we'll fill him in here.
I certainly hope that this will be gifted to me. Did I mention I'm a fire horse?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
So we'll put, here we go.
Caroline, is it an expensive hobby to have if you're just doing it as a hobby?
You know what, for a hobbyist, absolutely not. There are tools, wonderful tools that you don't need crazy expensive tools to start, for sure. There are very relatively cheap inks, nibs, paper obviously is very inexpensive.
I love that. Recently, over the holidays, I bought my daughter a pen, a Mont Blanc pen, because she, now I got it from eBay, so, but because she's in college and doesn't need a new one. However, just the thought, because she enjoys having a pen in her hand and a good pen.
Exactly.
But I bring that up to say I was in a pen store and it was crowded. I think the art of writing is coming back.
Absolutely.
And this is next level, but still I'm happy to see that. I think that means the interpersonal, more intimate relationships, human to human, might be coming back too.
Yes, oh my gosh, yes.
Well, we appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
Let's see this.
So we have our horse
I
here.
love it so much. Thank you. Even if you said it wasn't
I
for
was
me,
gonna
I'll be
say,
taking
it is absolutely
It's
for
the year
you.
of the horse already. Thank you so much. How do people get in touch with your business?
You can find me on all of the socials at Plume and Flourish, and as well as my website, plumeandflourish.com.
I love it. Caroline, thank you so much. Alrighty, let's be real. I might be one of the only people who actually looks forward to checking our mail. I get it. For many of us, our mailbox has become a drop zone for ads, bills, things we'd rather ignore. Boston-based artist Mina Abalyan is trying to change that narrative, one envelope at a time. She started a monthly mail subscription called the Craftaholic Mail Club to help spark our creativity. Each month, subscribers get an envelope filled with handmade stickers, postcards, prints, collage materials, and creative prompts. This is ideal for all crafters, especially junk journalers. And Mina joins us now via Zoom to talk about why she started the Craftaholic Mail Club and the impact it's making around the world. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So what inspired you to start this mail club?
So I think a big part of it was definitely the community aspect. I went to art school in the middle of the pandemic. So imagine trying to do figure drawing classes over Zoom on a tiny screen and not really having the actual studio experience until my last year. And I really missed that critique and collaboration once I graduated. So that was definitely a big part of just wanting to find a way to connect with other creatives again. And on the other side, I've always been a very passionate artist about so many different things. And I was really struggling with how I wanted to pursue my creative career and what direction to take. But when I branded myself as the Craftaholic about a year ago now, it kind of was the perfect umbrella where I could do all of the things that I love doing: sewing, animation, crafting, and getting that to share that with other people has just been the most special experience.
Just expanding your skill set too as an artist, right?
Oh, yes. I mean, the whole point of the club, too, and my core value as an artist is always about experimentation and exploring different things. And so getting to take people along with me on that has been so fun. And I get so many people being like, I never knew that was even like a way you could print something or whatnot. So it's definitely been just so fun.
Please, and you're selling mail to like 700 people in over 35 countries. So what's been the reaction and the impact for your customers?
Yeah, it's actually the club has grown so fast. It's incredible. We're over 1,000 members
Oh,
now in
wow.
probably 50 countries
My
in some of like
goodness.
the most wild places to imagine that I send mail to. And it's just been the sweetest thing. The number of messages that I get that are like, I just came from home from work. It was such a long day, but then I saw your blue envelope in my mailbox and just the
Yeah.
color and everything brightened them up, or the projects that it inspired them to do it's just been so fulfilling for me.
And as an artist, put that art, just pure artist side hat on for a second. What are your future goals as far as that goes?
I think for that, it's always to just be as good as I can and really to cultivate and nurture more of a practice of play in art. And I think people lose a lot of that when you start making it as a business, is because you focus a lot on the monetary value or trying to sell yourself. But really coming back to the creative process and how that's something that can't ever be replicated with technology or whatnot. And I think, yeah, that's the most important thing for me, is just going with my whims and following my intuition to create.
And back to the Craftaholic Mail Club, how do we sign up before we say goodbye?
Of course. So you can go to minush.com, and that's where you can sign up for the monthly mail club. And so after the 14th is when my cutoff is each month. And if you sign up then you'll get the following month's mail. And then it'll be on your doorstep within a couple of weeks.
That is so special. Mina Abalyan, creator of the Craftaholic Mail Club, thank you so much.
Thank you.
When we come back, local artists are joining us with how you can personalize your own handmade envelope. Welcome back. Well, people aren't just connecting through mail clubs. Some are exchanging letters with strangers who often become good friends. Pen paling has more benefits besides just building friendships. They include learning about different cultures, sharing life experiences, fostering empathy, and for anyone learning a new language, a chance to practice their skills. Some even say letter writing helps reduce stress and boost their creativity. Last winter, a woman from Pennsylvania discovered her pen pal from the 90s delivered her 2 children. Here's that heartwarming story.
So when I found these letters, I was shocked to see your picture when I Googled the name. Our paths crossed in the 90s and they crossed again, and I feel like that just means we're meant to be connected forever. So these are the letters that I wrote to Megan about 30 years ago over the course of 1994 to 1995 school year. So I was visiting my family for Thanksgiving. My mom had me go through some old papers that she had saved from when I was in elementary school. I found these letters from a pen pal that I had in the 90s. I was reading through them. I saw the name, wasn't really familiar, so I Googled it. Sure enough, Dr. Pugh's picture was the first picture that popped up. My mouth dropped. I could not believe that my pen pal was Dr. Pugh, who was my OBGYN and delivered my kids, Caroline and Jack.
Your pen pal, Suzanne Kojal. How amazing.
I know in one of the letters, Dr. P mentions that I visited the high school, so we did meet.
So we actually met each other. My name is Suzanne Pugh. I'm an OBGYN physician at Mainline OBGYN. It's a part of Axia Women's Health, and I deliver babies at Paoli Hospital. Totally a blast from the past seeing my handwriting as well. It's really cool because I have always just felt like Megan was such a special person, and we really connected. And to take care of people that I kind of knew when I was younger is really fun. So to find out that Megan was one of those people is really cool. Now we have this like really awesome connection.
Hopefully by now we have inspired you to send a handwritten letter. So we want to end the show by bringing in 2 crafters who will teach us how to make our own envelopes and add a little extra personality to it. Joining us now, friends of the show, local origami teacher Machiko Okuma. Hello, nice to see you. Nice to see you again. And also junk journaler Amber Hubner. Hi, old friend, how are you?
Hello.
Good to see you.
Good.
Okay, so let's start with you, Machiko. So tell us just about, for those who are not familiar, what origami is. Let's start there.
So origami means fold paper. So it's from the simple piece of paper, you can make many things.
Yes.
But today my assignment to make an envelope
Oh.
from the paper, just a
Okay.
piece of
Just a
paper
regular
that
piece of
you
paper.
have in your home.
Okay.
Yes.
Before we get to that demonstration, can you just talk a little bit about all the things that you do in DC all year round, especially the Cherry Blossom Festival?
So Cherry Blossom Festival season is coming soon.
Yes.
And then we are going everywhere at the festival, at the origami table or something event
Yes.
is going on. So we are so excited to
love
coming the season.
And lastly, you do a lot of teaching as well. Do you find that especially young people, they're interested in this art? This is, I'm sure, how old is the art of origami?
The origami is for all ages, from
Okay.
young to
Yes.
old.
Okay.
And then everybody, for everybody is good for you.
Yes, and it's been around a very long time.
Yes.
The art. Okay. Without further ado, I'm going to have you start. But you know what, Amber? Let me ask you this. So once Michiko is finished, what are you going to be showing us?
So I'm just gonna take my embellishments. I kind of have already put them together, and I'm gonna kind of fix them on the envelope. So like if we were pen paling, we were corresponding with someone, I kind of did it tailored to Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
So I've got my pinks and girly and stuff. So just kind of making it cute,
that's what
adding
you do.
some fun stuff to it.
That's what she does. She sprinkles it in. Okay.
Yes.
So Michiko, let's get started
Okay.
with folding. So just walk us through it. We'll just watch.
So you may have a piece of paper at home and place like this, like that landscape way, and make a little crease to know the center line. And one side comes into the center, and the other side too. And from the top, we're gonna make a diagonal fold to the center, and the other side as well. So like
It looks. It reminds me of the airplanes we used to make in elementary school so far. It will
And
get
the
them an
house.
envelope. Yes. Okay.
and then comes down. The top part comes down,
Okay.
and from the bottom to bring up. Yeah, in the middle, like a size. It depends on the size you want. Okay, and then this part comes down and down, but I have to reverse the fold and
You can see it coming together.
coming together.
Yes.
So you want to put the sticker on it or squeeze into the middle point. Oops.
Is that special paper, Michiko,
Yeah,
or
it's
just any
just,
kind of
just any
construction
paper.
Okay.
It's a construction paper.
Okay.
So
And there it
then
is.
That's it.
And Michiko said, I don't know if I can speak while I'm doing this. You did a beautiful job. Okay, so now for the embellishments. And before we get started, let's just catch up a little bit. So you sell your stickers, you have an Etsy shop?
I do.
Okay, so how do we get in touch and, order these special stickers?
It is on my TikTok and
Okay.
my Instagram. I don't put a whole bunch out,
Yeah.
but they are on there. Oh my gosh.
oh, we got them. Yeah. Okay. Love
Yeah,
it.
they're on both of my Instagram and TikTok, and it's just Amber Adelaide 1111, and that's where you can find me. There's a link that takes it right to my Etsy. I like making them, but I
yeah.
love supporting all my other girlies
Right,
too.
right.
So
Oh, that's so creative. Okay. And it feels like stickers, like, please, I have 3 daughters. Oh, stickers, that was it in the house when they were younger. But it feels like it's making a comeback now, too.
I'm 42.
Okay.
And I'm like,
You never
I'm like the
stopped.
collector. Like we
Yeah.
all call ourselves like, we all are like a collector of hobbies and stuff.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
stickers have always been like one of those things. Like
yeah.
I like go somewhere and I'm like, oh, this is cute. But then I like hoard them. I don't use them.
Right.
You know what I
right,
mean?
right.
So it's just, stickers are fun,
Yeah,
right? They're
they
cute
are
to put
fun.
on stuff. So
Okay.
Now,
These are your designs, of course. Or
these
this is-
are
yeah.
just like little embellishments
Okay.
that I brought in, just some, paper. This is like an old vintage music sheet. just some like little ephemera pieces, and this is like a little clear pet tape sticker that I'll put on there. So it's kind of like, you know, for Valentine's Day.
Would you mind if I move this so the camera can see it a little bit? Okay.
Yep.
There you go. Okay.
So I mean, you can really use anything. You can use like your sticky tape, double-sided tape.
Okay.
I just have glue with me right now, and
now that doesn't look like the Elmer's glue sticks that I bought
this
in bulk.
no,
That's
and
something special.
yeah, I think we all go through trial and error with like glue sticks, like
Yes.
what we like and what will actually stick.
Right.
I think I got this. Samara, when she was in here, she was telling me about her glue, and I just got a Amazon link.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, that's what community is. We borrow.
Right, yeah.
We borrow,
So we
yes.
just,
we
you
share.
know,
we don't gatekeep.
No.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing, just letting everyone know where it's at.
So if you're a beginner here, like, you know, you have beautiful placement and an artistic eye. Is there a formula that you use, or you just sort of feel out like how to place different things on the paper?
Honestly, I'm like, you know, you talk to a lot of my girlfriends and like they have to think about it, plan it, put it down. I just literally stick it.
Okay.
I'm kind of doing this one based upon Valentine's Day,
Okay,
you know, so I think it'd be cute, girly, pink.
Yes.
The little cherub.
And if
And
somebody got this, I mean, just the impact on it, it really says somebody took time from the handmade envelope to just the designs of the stickers or the appliques, and then putting it on there too. It just says, you know, I love you.
yeah, I definitely, I mean, I agree. I mean, who doesn't love to receive something in the mail that someone made you?
Right,
I mean,
right.
it's nice to get like a card in the mail from like a friend.
Sure.
But like, I feel like when someone sends you something that they made, I think it's like more meaningful, you
And
know?
the kicker is, it's also less expensive.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Than a card or what have you. It takes a little more time, and that's what's so invaluable is your time and your care. So, well, Amber is like finishing up here, and so we're going to show this to the camera when she does so. And let me just take the time to say, Michiko, I know you're going to be super busy in about 3 weeks. So come back and see us when you have some time. We appreciate it. And Amber, we have the information on how people can go and just go on your TikTok. And I know you said you don't like to do a whole big volume of stickers, but you know, choose something, support a local girly right here.
Well, thank you.
Okay, and there it is. Gorgeous. Let's see it. There it is. Sending that definitely says, I love you and I thought about you. Michiko, Amber, thank you so much both for joining us.
Thank you for having
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. And thank you for joining us on this edition of Get Uplifted. And if you want more uplifting stories and maybe ideas on hobbies and whatnot, just watch my Get Uplifted stream right here on WUSA 9+ and get your daily dose of Get Uplifted. See what good people are doing in our community on WUSA 9 mornings. Stay uplifted.